Hi, welcome back. I'm glad to see you again. And today I think we'll do a vertical painting, fantastic little painting. Maybe we'll put a couple little buildings in it. And I'm going to ask them to graphically run all the colors across the screen that I'll be using today, and they'll come to you in the same order that I have them on my palette. And while they're doing that, let's get started. I've already covered the canvas with a thin, even coat of magic white, and it's wet and slick and ready to go. So I'm going to go right in here with a 2.5-inch brush. We'll take a little bit of Prussian blue, and I'm going to pull that out and really beat it into the bristles to get a nice even distribution of paint. And let's go right up to the canvas, and let's just let this bounce around and play a little bit in here. Just let it go. Have fun. All kinds of little things happening, little actions. But today I'm not going to cover up the entire sky. I'm going to leave some open spots here and there. Just let that brush bounce and play, and all kinds of little things happening. Something like so. Okay, and now while I've got a little of that blue on the brush, I'm going to go right down in here and sort of do the same basic thing. Just let the brush bounce and play and have fun. And that's what you should be doing, is enjoying, having fun. This old painting should make you happy. There. Just drop in some little things, but we leave some of these little white areas in here right now. Okay, now I'm going to clean the brush. We'll just scrub it off. Shaking dry. Give them a good wrap. It's a good way to take out your frustrations. It's better than fighting with your spouse or kicking the puppy dog around. Let's go right up in here, and let's just gently, let's just blend this out. We don't want to kill all the light areas. And if this works just right, it'll look like clouds, and you didn't have to do anything, except leave some areas open. It's a super nice little easy way to give the indication of little fluffy distant clouds without working yourself to death. And just let your brush bounce around and play. See. A super little sky, easy to do, only takes a minute. Okay, and we'll do the same thing down here. And just very gently blend it out. Okay, let's have some little hills back here in the background. So we'll start. I'm going to take a little bit of the Prussian blue, very small amount, a little Van Dyke brown, and we'll just mix things on the brush here. Brown, blue, maybe even a little alizarin crimson, a little sap green, all mixed on the brush. So we got brown, blue, crimson, sap green. There. Okay, let's go up to the canvas. Maybe there's a little rolling hill back here in the background. So we touch and just pull down. Just touch and pull down. See there? That's all there is to it. Very easy to do. Make your little hill wherever you want him to go. Pull straight down. Straight down. I'm just using the very corner of the brush. There. Maybe goes right on off the canvas over there, wherever you want him to go. Now, I'm going to add a little bit of blue to my brush. And maybe there's one even farther back behind that one. Really, you probably should have done that one first. But I just want to show you how to make one that looks even farther away, more blue color. Because there's water molecules in the air, and things look bluer as they're farther away from you. Okay, now then, let's we'll take a clean, dry 2.5-inch brush and just tap. Just going to tap the bottom of these. Make them very soft, misty, far away. And then lift upward. Just lift upward. And you could put as many of these in as you want. As they get closer, you'd be looking for a little more detail, and you'd show a little more of the greenish color. As things get closer to you, you begin making out more color. So we'd go more into the green, and maybe we'll just put a little one right here so you can have an idea. A little more into the green color. and however many you want. This is only limited by your imagination and how far you want to take it. There. And it's a super nice way of making little hills in the background. Tap the bottom. You need the mist in between. That mist is all that you have to separate these. So you need this little misty area. And lift upward, just like so. And once again, we have a nice soft little area in between them. Okay, maybe we have a few little trees back here, and they're getting closer, getting bigger. So we'll take some Van Dyke brown. I'm going to use some burnt umber, alizarin crimson, sap green. Just mix them together on the brush. Pull that brush through the paint. See how it bends? Good. Now look at the shape of the brush. That's what you're looking for, a lot of paint. Let me turn around so you can see the end. Ooh, look at all that paint. All right, let's go up to the canvas. And right in here, maybe, there he is. There's a little tree. Maybe he's a big tree, but he's far, far away. And he lives right there. That's his home. A little more paint on the brush. Maybe there's another one that lives right here. I don't want to kill all this misty area. It really, once again, that's all you have to separate all these individual things. Try not to kill them. Maybe there's just a little tree that lives here. Wherever. And there's one. Maybe there's a big one right here. And however you want him shaped, that's the way he should be. Okay, just drop in some very, very basic little shapes. At this point, we're really not worried about it. Okay, now we're going to need some reflections if we're going to have a little pond here. And I think I will, so let's pull some of this down. At this point, still doesn't matter. We don't know where it's going or why, or don't really care. Okay, some of the more defined shapes we'll work a little harder at, like so. Okay, good. Pull that down, then I'll take a clean brush and very lightly go across it. Just enough to give the illusion of water. Now we can start picking out some individual things in here. Maybe, let me get a 1-inch brush here. Tell you what, let's put a little magic white on it. Let's go into a little bit of yellow, and my old standby here, sap green. The magic white was in the brush just to thin the paint. Okay, now maybe right up here, we'll put some leaves on this little tree and let some little shapes happen in there. There, that's all we need. Let's add a little more green. That a little darker. We'll go right over here and right here. Oh, there we are. And we'll put some leaves on this little tree. Don't kill all your dark areas. Sometimes when you start putting these leaves on, they're such fun that you get carried away and consume all your dark, and then your painting is going to get very flat. Your little tree will just lay there. Look like somebody cut it out of newspaper and just stuck it on your canvas. And we want trees that have depth and have a little personality. Okay? Now water normally lies in a recessed area. So begin working with the lay of the land so it comes down. I'm adding a little yellow ochre, little Indian yellow here and there. Just mix these on the brush. Let all kinds of little things happen. Now we can reflect some of this right into the water. Just look at what you have up here and reverse your brush and do it in the water. Just very basic. Just reverse it, drop it in. And then with our large brush, we take it very lightly, barely touching, barely touching, barely touching. Pull it down. I do that just to remove excess paint off the brush, and very lightly come across. Sometimes you can just beat the brush real hard and you don't have to go to all the trouble of cleaning it. Okay, tell you what. Let's build a little building or two back here. And maybe I'm going to start with a little bit of Van Dyke brown. A little bit of Van Dyke brown. Cut a little bit out with a knife. And let's decide where our first building will be. Maybe we'll have several little buildings right here and go with the roof. We'll put the roof up. Zoop. That easy. Give it another side to the roof. Zoop. And all we'll do is fill in the color first. All I'm doing is just putting in some brown. Then we'll come back and highlight. Need the dark in order to show light. And maybe there's a taller building right here. We just sort of lay in some basic shapes right now for where we're going to have the buildings. We're really not worried about what they're going to look like. We're just laying in our brown color. And then we can play with it. Okay. Now, let's put some things up here on the roof. I'll take some brown, some white. There. Mix your color up. Now I'm going to just pull across and get a small roll of paint on the knife. There you can see it very well. Just a small roll of paint right on the edge. Okay. Now we can come right here and we can begin adding some highlights. Now there's numerous ways you can put this on to make all kinds of effects. You can just sort of let it bounce along like this. Just let it tap, touch, and bounce along, make it look old. Maybe we'll make it look old. I like old buildings. And a little bit of highlight right there, a little light striking, a little bit going off in that direction. Okay, now from the bushes, it looks like a light's coming from the left. So let's take and make the left side a little brighter. I'll take some burnt umber and put a small amount of permanent red into it. Burnt umber with a little permanent red, a little bit of white. Okay, get a little roll of paint. Let's go right up here and very lightly just pull it down just to give the impression. Now to that same color, I'll mix up some Van Dyke brown. It's the same color, only I'm using brown to make it darker. Same color with brown in it. It's much darker. Now I'll put that, since the light's coming from here, this side needs to be brighter. So right here, I'll use a different color that's darker. Just like so. And that sort of separates them. Okay, now you got to make some decisions. Are there windows in this building? If there are, I'll just use the small edge of the knife and we'll just put some little indications. Now you can put whatever you want in here. This could be a barn or a house, or just want to show you how you can make all these little buildings. We'll just take the point of the knife and sort of outline these little windows, make them stand out. Okay, let's do the next one. And we'll do the roof. Come right on down through that one. See there? We don't care. Just cut off what you don't want. There. Okay, now we'll take a lighter color. And once again, highlight the edge so it stands out. A little bit right there. Maybe just a touch down there. Okay. Now we can put a side here. That easy. And then our darker color, we can put a front on it. Shoot, who knows? Maybe there's a big door right there. Big door. We don't know. I don't even know for sure what kind of buildings these are. I think they're just cute. Maybe we can show some planks. Just cut right through the paint. There we go. Trim up the edges like we want them. And maybe, let's get crazy. Maybe whoever built this was having a good day, and maybe he put another little building that comes out this way. And there's a roof on it. We'll use the small edge of the knife and put the other side on. Get a little higher in the front. There we are. Good. Other side of the building. A little bit of highlight. Make that stand out. And I'm using the small edge of the knife. So often we avoid it. And it's just like the big one, only it's small. It does super things. Use it. Okay, now we need to put some dark right here. Like that. And a little bit of the lighter color in the front. There. Now, we just got buildings everywhere. Alrighty. Well, I got this dark color on here. Let's put some land in here. We need a little bit of land right along. There it is. We have to make decisions where it is, where it goes. And this is your world, so you have to make these big decisions. Okay. Some over in here. Now, I'm going to take the brush I was using to make all these beautiful little bushes, and let's just bring a few of these. This is just a 1-inch brush, still has cad yellow, a little bit of Indian yellow, yellow ochre, a little permanent red, all mixed together. So you have a multitude of colors happening on the brush. And we can bring all kind of little grassy things all around, wherever you want them. Here and there and there and here. And let's take a little brown and white, and we'll make us a little bit of highlight. Just sparkle this up here and there. Don't want to be totally dead. Okay? You know, one thing I'd like to mention while we're doing this, I get a lot of letters asking about my easel. My easel, I designed it and built it myself, and it's made from a platform ladder. And it's very strong, very, very strong. And if you're going to paint this method, you need a strong easel. Nothing makes a better easel for a more reasonable price than a step ladder or a platform ladder. Any kind of ladder works very, very well. Very well. But sometimes we get carried away here and we beat and bang, and you need a strong easel. I'm going to use a little bit of the magic white. Pull it out very flat, cut across it, and let's go up here and just drop in some little water lines. Just here and there. There we go. There. And you're just absolutely cutting into the canvas. Just act like you're trying to cut a hole in it. Canvas is tough. Don't worry about it. You know, they make tents out of it. It's strong. Chances are you're not going to cut a hole in it. You'd really have to, you'd have to get violent to cut a hole in it. I don't want to be around if you're doing that. There we go. Okay. We got some buildings and some water. Let's work on that tree right there. It needs to have a little something, a little leaf on it. So we'll use some green and some yellow. And we'll come right in here and give him some happy little leaves. Okay. And maybe, right here, maybe there's another one, an individual that lives right there, right at his little foots. Okay, now we can reflect some of that right into the water like we did on the other side. Just here and there. Now with our large brush, pull gently down. Very, very gently. Come across. Delicate, delicate touch. finish up my water lines and we'll have this side finished. Just here and there, drop in a little happy water line. Okay, we can take a clean point of the knife, scrape in a few little trunks here and there, wherever we want them. Make some. Or you can use your liner brush if you'd like and draw them in using different colors. I'm lazy. I just take the point of the knife and drop a few in. Looks good. Okay, now let's worry about the other side of the painting. Maybe we'll have some land coming right down here in the front. So let's take this whole big brush. We'll take some sap green, Van Dyke brown, alizarin, a little Prussian blue. And let's go right in here. There it is. Maybe it comes right out through there. I don't want to kill this water. I want it to go look like it's going on off in the background somewhere. Maybe there's a little reflection right here. A little bit of reflection right there. And then we can bring this maybe right on around like that. Wherever you want it to go. Just drop it in. There's a bush right there. See? Okay, so we need to put some color right here. Just a little happy bush lives right there. Maybe, ooh, there's a nice red one. Bright little sparkler. Let's add a little green. Come right along in here. Make all kinds of little grassy areas. There they are. Okay, let's put some land back in the back. A little bit of Van Dyke brown. Put a little bit of dirt right there. Gotta have something for all this little grass and bushes to set on. There, a little bit of highlight on it. Then we can drop all these things right there. And once again, mix these colors on your brush. And that way you get a multitude of things happening when you hit the canvas. It's not just one dead color. And do this in layers using brush sideways. Touch, push, bend it upward. In layers though. So it creates the illusion of depth. You don't want it to be flat. Okay, maybe. Now we need something to push everything back in this painting. So I think I'm going to take and add maybe a big tree that comes all the way up, and that'll help push everything back and work on making it look deep. Right now it looks quite flat. So let's go right into some brown. We'll use the almighty knife. And you got to make a decision. Where's your tree live? Where does he live? Right here is where he lives. There he goes. And this is where we find out if you're brave. And you start putting all this brown right up in the pretty blue sky. There he goes. This old tree, well, he's a big son of a gun. Goes way up in the sky. Give him a foot. All the way up. There we are. Let him get a little wider, make him look a little stronger. Okay, now we can highlight him. Well, maybe, tell you what, let's give him a little friend. Don't want him to get lonely. It gets cold out here at night. He needs a friend. Just let him go. Everybody needs a friend when it's cold. There. And let's drop in just a few little indications of limbs. We'll put some leaves on this one so we don't really have to do a lot of work on limbs. And if you have trouble making the old knife work, you can do this with a liner brush. No problem, no problem. Works very well. Okay, now I'm going to use the same reddish color that I used on the little house back here and just touch. Now we set our lights coming from the left. Please excuse my arm being all in front of you there. This is where the left-handed person has the advantage, see? And just go right on up the side there. Right like that. Just to make a few little highlights. And on the other side, I'm going to put the least little touch of a little bit of blue. There, just to break it up. Now let's put some leaves on this tree. Said we'd have some leaves. So let them be very loose. Very, very loose. Let them go. Wherever we want them. Okay, now we'll highlight this. I'll use a little yellow, and very quickly we'll highlight it. And as we're highlighting, I'd like to tell you goodbye, and I hope we'll see you next week. This has been a fantastic painting, and I think it's taught you a lot. So on behalf of all of us here, I'd like to wish each and every one of you happy painting.